Morning, everyone. It's Candice Lee from Candice Lee Fired Up, independent epicure consultant and meal prep whiz. It's Sunday morning. It's a little dreary out there, bit of rain. So this morning I'm actually prepping and actually listening to, well, just stop here. I don't know if you can hear it, but I've got a playlist going that's about open road, so pretty cool. So I got open road music going. I'm prepping for our road trip, and yeah. And I am not going to think about it raining while we're on our road trip. It's going to be okay even though it's raining. So there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this. One, for my own health, I do a lot better when I eat my own homemade food. Morning, Lizzie. I do a lot better if I eat my own homemade food. So, and we're going to a place that has a barbecue and all that, so we can kind of use the stuff that's there. And then, of course, it's still COVID. And eating out in restaurants maybe once in a little while, but not a lot, kind of to keeping everybody safe. So that's why. Anyway, and have an opportunity to barbecue and all that is pretty cool, since we do live in a condo and it's kind of like, eh. Anyway, so what am I making today? I'm going to make my superhero cookies. I know I make them all the time, but they're really good and they're awesome to travel with because they stay really compact and don't fall apart easily and all that, so they're great. So I'm going to start with that, and then I got some spots of blah blah blah. Not that far actually, Lindsay. We're just going to Campbellville, Milton. Actually, she's part of the mob group. She has Airbnb. It's a barn with horses and stuff like that, so that's where we're going. Anyway, so let's get going on our superhero cookies. So we can get those in the oven and I can start making everything else. So superhero cookies takes 2 cups of cooked oats. And I love our little prep bowls for this exact reason. I can literally easily measure out my 2 cups, which, by the way, I've done this so often that I just know it's 3 scoops, but for the purpose of we are doing this, I will do it properly. Alright, there we go. So that's some quick oats. I use steel cut quick oats. You can use whatever you particularly like. And then, of course, I'm using our awesome chocolate protein powder that we have. Everybody loves this. And I've been using it instead of having like the vanilla with chocolate, where chocolate we call cocoa powder. I'm just using this and it's done. So it's 2 scoops. Yeah, 2 scoops of this. And this is great for shakes and smoothies and baking. As you can see, that's what I'm doing. I'm actually going to add in a scoop of our super greens. If I can get my scoop out, I'm getting low as it seems. Okay. And our super greens has all the lovely super greeny stuff in it, like organic wheatgrass powder, organic coconut sugar, so we use coconut sugar in here, kale powder, spirulina powder, broccoli powder, green tea powder, and matcha. And so that's that. And if you're concerned about sugar, it's only 1 gram of sugar per the scoop, and 2 grams of fiber, and really low in sodium, so then it has potassium and calcium and all that other lovely stuff in it. And then the powered up, if you want to know a bit about that, I'm probably not going to be able to pronounce what's in here, but it's pea protein, alfalfa bean protein, cocoa, some coconut sugar, potassium, natural flavors, and of course all the other yummy stuff that we need in there. And it's 20 grams of protein per scoop, 3 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of fiber. So pretty cool about how low of sugar that's in there. So I'll give that a quick stir. So then we're going to add in some dried cranberries or fruit or whatever you like. And it says about a 1/2 cup. And I'm a little short, so we're just going to grab some raisins and put the rest of that in there. Some raisins. Alright, and then it wants quick oats, dried cranberries, a smushed banana. So this banana actually was in the freezer. I just throw it quickly in the microwave to warm it up for a minute, and then I can use it as my smushy. This is when I had like too many bananas, or they went ripe really quickly. I just throw them into the freezer, and then I can use it later for either like this or for like banana bread or anything like that. Okay, so mashed banana. It says coconut flakes, but I don't have any, so what I'm actually gonna put in is some seeds. So I'm just gonna put in a couple of handfuls of some seeds. And then it's peanut butter or almond butter or nut-free butter, whatever you particularly like, along with some almond butter, almond milk, or whatever, again, that you like. So it just wants a cup. So this is kind of where I just throw stuff in, mostly because I like having the flavor of peanut butter, but you can have whatever you want without making a complete mess like I'm making. We'll just switch this one. All right, so then I'm just gonna mix it all up. Add in my almond milk, or if you wanted just some water or whatever, just depends on you. Your flavor and how, just as long as it's wet enough to actually smush it all together, right? So, what was I gonna talk about? So, the reason why I do this, I guess I'll just keep going on that one, is because for my own health, right? So I have migraines, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, all that, and I grew up with it until many different things that I did, doctors and tests and stuff, different naturopaths, everything like that, and then ended up with a particular naturopath who was all like, let's just go back to the basics, which should be like, of course, right? Go to the basics, start with something simple, and it was food. So it was removing things from my diet, and I know it happens with a lot of people, for even hormonal changes, weight loss, all that kind of stuff. But what it's for me is for the migraine. So it's inflammation, getting rid of inflammation. So that's dairy, red meat, sodium, sugar, that kind of idea. Anyway, this is what I'm going to be making, little balls. Which when I first started, the whole removing dairy and red meat and all that, I was like, okay, no problem. I eat whole food anyways. You know, mostly it was like chicken or pork with some vegetables in a broth or something simple like that, right? Like a one-pot wonder. I come home, I'm exhausted, make something in like 15 minutes, eat it and probably pass out. That's kind of how it was when I was so sick. And then we were like, okay, but what's the full ingredients list? Like what exactly is everything? And then when we looked, we realized the amount of sodium that was in the broth that I was using was partly the problem. So we switched. And so I switched to Epicure because I actually had it in my cupboard. Like, you know, I had friends that were consultants, and I would buy like the thing that I would use a lot, but just didn't think about it. Hello, everybody who's just joined. Think about it for a bit, like, you know, like, whatever, it's not a big deal, right? Didn't even think about the sodium and the sugar that's in a lot of the store-bought spices and dressings and sauces and broths and things. Just, you know, like everybody else, you just buy it, you move on. But when I switched from the store-bought liquid version and just went with Epicure, it was literally night and day for me. The amount of sodium that's in there is like 85 milligrams for Epicure compared to like almost 1,000 for the liquid one. And the next day I even noticed a change, and that's kind of what got me hooked, right? I noticed a change right away. It was literally like I wasn't feeling lethargic, I didn't have that headache up here or the back of the head, wasn't feeling all bloated. And then that's where it's like, okay, so I need to clean out all of those things in the fridge that are store-bought spices and stuff and sauces and things, and figure out how to eat cleaner that way. Keep going with the whole foods, get rid of the dairy, get rid of all that, but then get rid of all the sodium and sugar, MSG and everything that's in everything else. And that's kind of how I fell in love with Epicure, right? Tried all the different spices, would buy like the chicken broth for 6 at a time, and after about a year of doing that, like full on, head on, buying a lot of the stuff a couple at a time, and I decided to join, and that's kind of where I am, or why I'm here today. I've been here, it'll be 4 years in September actually. I will be 4 years a consultant, which is pretty cool. So through that process of the year, starting all that, and getting where I am today, I can pretty much say I don't have migraines anymore. They don't control me. I control them. This weather, not bothering me where it used to. It used to be that, you know, if it was rainy or anything like that, a barometer dropped, I would get a migraine. Now I don't, which is pretty awesome. Because, yeah, when people tell you that you can control it, you really can. So hear me out. I'm not saying, you know, like obviously this is not a miracle or whatever. It's dedication, it's consistency, it's figuring out how to make things work for you. Yes, it's eating clean, but it's also eating from home, which is kind of why I now teach, whatever you want to say, meal prep. I share this with everyone because this is it. It's home cooked meals. So yeah, it's a combination of I'm cooking from home, so I'm eating cleaner, so I make my own sauces and spices. I make my own, shouldn't say spices, sauces and dresses and things, because the spices all come from Epicure. But I make all that, and then we marinate and do everything I need here, and then we have food for the week. And you can still eat out, but I don't eat out very often, and kind of that's how that goes. And so the more I eat from home or cook from home, the better I feel, and the better it just perpetuates, right? It continually feel better. And then of course, we all know that body, mind, soul, spirit are all connected. So the stronger my body was, the stronger my mind became, being able to handle, you know, things that just happen when you're a kid, things that the stories that we tell each other, tell ourselves when we're children, like if something happened, we assume that means that we were not loved or abandoned or anything. But if you don't acknowledge it, then you can't reteach that to yourself that no, that's not what that meant. That you are loved, you are worthy. But when your body isn't strong enough, like it's fighting off everything else, most of the time you'll find you're probably gonna fall asleep, or you're gonna run away, or you know what I mean, like, or get defensive or get angry, because you just, body can't handle it. So that's kind of where it all went for me. The more love I put into myself, which is this, meal prepping is self-love, and then of course I eat the food I made, which then means I'm getting this self-love back into me, which is so cool. So love all around, and strength, and patience, and all that. And of course, a much happier person. I totally could tell you I was not the happiest person when I was all in that pain, which of course would make complete sense, right? So yeah. So that's kind of just a little bit about why I do what I do, and why I share it with everybody here, just so that maybe you learn something new or get an aha moment, and take this on yourself. Maybe you got someone yourself, or you're having health issues, or someone you know, and you can kind of just direct them towards, you know, starting simple, starting with the basics, making your own food. That's it, making your own food. All right, so there they are. Superhero cookies, all made up. Look delicious. Okay, 20 minutes, and they're good to go. Let them cool, and I can either throw them in the freezer, fridge, or in essence take with us, which is basically what I'm going to be doing, is taking them with us. All right, moving on to the next one. We're gonna actually chop up some tomatoes and make a salsa to take with us as well, because we got some nice loaves of bread, baguettes, nice baguettes. And of course, if you're gonna be out, you may as well have some veggies and chips and all that kind of stuff. So what we're gonna do is actually with tomatoes and make some salsa that can go onto the baguette, maybe roast it on the barbecue. Yeah, I can talk. Woo. And this awesome thing about our little ceramic knives here is they're perfect for cutting into soft veggies. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do. And then get some of our hot salsa mix, poke up a picante and make that up. Of course, you can do it with whatever flavors and stuff that you like. Maybe you want to make it into like a bruschetta, get some herbs and put that in there, whatever you like. And then get yourself a good travel container and bring that along with you. So if you have any questions about meal prep or anything, Oh, no worries. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. If you have questions or need to come like later, you can always message me, DM me if you have any particular questions about anything. So if anyone has any questions or comments about meal prep or planning or even just about Epicure or any of that, feel free to ask, post, and I will try to answer it now, or I might just email you later and answer your questions. We'll give you a little bit of news of kind of what's happening this month with Epicure. It is our 1-year anniversary going global. So we are Canadian, and we just went, last year, August, went global as in went to the States, and are sharing our love of clean eating and quick 20-minute meals down there as well. So because that, we're actually gonna have a big celebration in August, and what it's gonna actually be, which if you guys could come would be awesome, we're trying to beat the world's, Guinness World Records of largest cooking class. And so I believe he said Germany a few years ago had it, and it was like 6,000 people or something, 6 to 7. So we totally want to beat that, and we can, because that's our jam, right? That's what we do. We have cooking classes. That's what Epicure is all about. So we got to have it. It'll be just on Facebook, in a group. So you're welcome to join and come hear what's happening and be a part of it. And for every participant, they're actually going to give away one meal solution to a family in need, which is so awesome as well. So it'll be like a give all around, or win-win, or however you want to call it. So I'm excited. So that's August 18th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're here in the Eastern time, that's 3 hours difference. So 1 o'clock. I believe it is no, it's not. I apologize. It's not 10 a.m. It's 5 p.m. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It's the middle of the week. It's actually 5 p.m. Pacific time, so 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So, so hopefully you're home, or you're able to just jump on and watch. Maybe the kids are just put to bed if you have kids or anything like that, and just spend a few minutes participating with us in the world's largest cooking class. Okay, so into a container, chopped up tomatoes, a little bit of the poco picante, and then that's what we're going to do. I've got a leftover one here I'm going to use up. So we're not gonna have it till like tomorrow or Tuesday, which is perfect. So it'll nicely marinate and all that. You can put oil in if you want, but I don't. We don't need to, so it's fine. So there we go. That one is done. So what else I've done actually is I have potatoes already washed and ready to go. We're just gonna put those onto the barbecue. I got corn on the cob ready to go as well. I'm not going to be using a lot of containers just because we have a small trunk in the car, so we don't have a lot of room. So a lot of things are going to in Ziploc bags, but they can all come home with us and wash them and all that. It does come with a microwave, so I'm going to take our multi-purpose steamer here so that we can get the corn or the potatoes going. And if we take some popcorn, we can make our own popcorn too, which is pretty awesome. So that's that. We are having chicken, so what I'm going to do is have our skewers. So we'll have some skewered chicken and some marshmallows. I was going to say marshmallows. No. Mushrooms. Going to have some mushrooms and zucchini. So I'm going to chop these all up and get them ready as well. And they will go into a bag with some seasoning. So we're going to do O Canada for the veggie. Chopping up some zucchini. Actually, no, I'm going to keep them, chunky so they can go onto the skewers without falling apart. This something you could do at home too. It doesn't have to be because you're going away, right? It could be, we do this here if you got a barbecue at home. Just marinate them for a little bit in a bowl or something. Pick your favorite seasoning. So I'm just doing the old Canada. Let me just wash a couple of these. If you're, like, mushrooms aren't great for washing in water, so, but if you got like, these are epicure ones, but if you got like a spongy stuff, or maybe with your Norwex or whatever, and they've got that cloth, remove all of it that way without sticking your mushrooms into water when they get all smushy, right? I'm just gonna cut ours in half, perfectly good size. So this is something that interests you, and you'd like to know more about what we're doing, getting some recipes, totally check out Epicure's website, or come join, I have a private group on Facebook where I share lots of recipes and meal prepping tips all week long. So I'm grabbing our old Canada. And it basically in here, this is a glaze, so it does have a bit of sugar because it's going to caramelize. So it's basically like, where am I looking for it? Oh, and also, by the way, our instructions are all here on the jar, so it's not like you have to go anywhere to figure out how to use it. So if it's a glaze, it's literally going to be 2 tablespoons of mix plus a bit of oil, and then your pound of protein and whatever, and then massage it, and then 10 minutes later you can start cooking. So we'll have a little extra time. You want to make it into a mustard glaze, which would be nice, actually. So grab your favorite mustard, stir in a tablespoon, and brush onto whatever you're making. So anyway, a couple of tablespoons of this. And this is the awesome thing about Epicure. We don't put any anti-cakings or anything like that into here. So the good thing about our big spoon, our 3-in-1 spoon, is that it scrapes the sides and gets everything out. And a bit of oil. It'll marinate and mush around, and then as we go through, I'll just do it to the rest of them. So that's those. Mushrooms and zucchini are done. And what's next? Glazes for the meat, right? You peel the mushroom, discard the stalks. Very cool. Cool. I actually like the stalks, but that's awesome. Yeah, I know a lot of people peel it all off and that, and it's pretty good for especially big portobello mushrooms. Get the leathery piece off and just go for the nice soft stuff in the middle. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Okay, let's go and make the marinade for, or the glaze, or whatever you want to call it, for the steaks. So I actually am eating beef, but we're away. We're gonna have a little treat. So we got that. So just gonna put in a bit of the tomato sauce, or whatever you guys like, crushed tomatoes. And I'm gonna use our barbecue chicken and rib. And I feel like we're pretty low. We are. I might have to run and get more. Hold that thought. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, we use this one a lot. So there we go. I'm gonna pour a bit more in. And give it a stir. I'm gonna not put tomato all over myself. That is what I'm not going to do. Just a bit of oil, just to loosen it up a little. Okay, so then that's that. That's just gonna go into with the steak, so we have that one. Then the next one actually is for chicken. So I actually have the chicken here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right in. So for chicken, I'm actually gonna use our Tuscan chicken burger seasoning. It's like, oh, I love this one so much. You know what? was fun is actually this morning I thought we were all out and I went looking and I found it somewhere else and I'm like, yay, I'm so excited, we have Tuscan. Anyway, so that's just me, I get excited about this. It has in it garlic, tomato, onion, sumac, red bell pepper, herbs, sea salt, black pepper, and rosemary. And so it can make a great chicken burger, but I also just like putting it on like a nice roast chicken or chicken thighs, whatever. So that's what's going on here. And then again, a bit of oil in there. And then I'm gonna push it up. And so this chicken's still a little frozen, so it's just starting to defrost now so that it's ready for tomorrow night. And that's that. So the Tuscan chicken is ready. The barbecue seasoning is ready for the steak. And then we have the corn on the cob and potatoes. We've got some zucchini and mushrooms. I'm actually got lettuce drying over here on our rack so we can make salads. So that's our lettuce all laid out. What I will do actually is take a cloth like this and then just wrap the lettuce up carefully and put it also into a bag, Ziploc bag. We have some apples and things that are coming with us as our snacks, and some more vegetables. So like we got celery and cucumber and all that will come as well. I'm just trying to prep as much as I can prepared so that I don't have to deal with it as much there. So washing it or anything like that, it'll be all prepared and ready to go. Lastly, I feel like I'm a little bit out of it today, a good granola or a trail mix is awesome. So I have some already made up. Literally this is just some oats, nuts, seeds with our apple pie spice, a little bit of honey, and laid out on a tray and roasted for about 20 minutes or so. And then I save it in containers either in the fridge or the freezer and either add it to oatmeal or anything like that. But since we're heading somewhere, I'm gonna actually take this as a good snack with some raisins, and it's a good trail mix while we're out and about. So I'll put some of that into a bag, which we do that. How much time? Oh, 6 more minutes and those will be ready. So I'll grab some raisins. Raisins. I'll throw in some of this. And then I'm going to top it up with a little bit of our Cocoa Crunch and our Tutti Frutti, which is not that much in there. So if you want to know what this Cocoa Crunch is, it's our Cocoa Crunch Whole Food Sprinkles. And literally what's in here is chia, organic cocoa nibs, psyllium husk, coconut, organic cane sugar, organic cocoa powder, and cinnamon. That's it. And I'm gonna put that in there. And there's a Tutti Frutti one as well. And then that's a good little trail mix to have. It survived, yay! So that's our trail mix. So they're pretty cool. Oh, I forgot. So we have a good snack. We have a good veggies. We got some protein going, and I have asparagus actually all ready to go here. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, let's do that. Just get them into a bag with a nice marinade. Since we have a couple more minutes left, so that's it, no problem. All right. So just kind of like take off where the part gets rubbery or stocky or whatever you want to call it. I'm sure there's a term for it. And a bit of oil and your favorite seasoning. So let's see. What seasoning would we like? This will just go straight on the grill, so it's easy to do. I'm doing it here mostly because then I have less waste where we're going. So obviously a little bit of oil, and then decide on the seasoning. what should we do? Ooh. So we have old Canada, right? And we've got the barbecue chicken for the steak actually. And it's basically I'm just making barbecue sauce. And then the Tuscan chicken for that. So we have a little bit of that and a little bit of that. So, you know what? Let's creamy potato these guys. So this is a salad dressing that we had for the summer. So some of these things are actually seasonal and will be going away in September. So if you see anything you're like, you probably want to grab them pretty quick because they'll go. So creamy potato salad, again, as I said, there's like 3 different recipes written right on the jar. And it has onion, herbs, red bell pepper, inactive nutritional yeast, mustard, paprika, and black pepper. So that's pretty cool. If you can see it, it's just dried, dehydrated seasoning, nothing. No anti-cakers, nothing like that in there. No MSG, really low in sodium. So like sodium, none, right? Yep, none. So that's pretty awesome. So there we go. So I have asparagus, corn on the cob, potatoes, zucchini, and mushrooms. I got some trail mix. I got barbecue sauce for the steaks. I got some Tuscan chicken for the chicken. I got superhero cookies going. I got lettuce drying. And yeah, that's it. There we go. So we're pretty much set up for a couple of days away, which is just for us to get out of the city and enjoy a little bit of nature and get out there and do some hiking. And yes, I'm gonna hope it doesn't keep this rain going, right? All right, since we've got a couple of minutes before the superhero cookies are ready and you're here, I may as well just show you one of my favorite things for drinks is just cut up some lemon, limes, fruit, whatever you might like, throw it into some water. So then you have a refreshing drink that has already the fruit in it, and it's pretty good, and it sits there for a couple of days, and it's awesome. Oops, that's not the way, but anyway. So I'll first squish out the liquid, and then I'll cut up a few pieces and put them inside. Go. And there's 2, there's a lime one and a lemon one, or basically a small size or a big size. The good thing about this 2-in-1 press is you could do it fresh too in the morning if you were just having like a nice warm lemon water drink in the morning. Is that part of your routine? Or you can be like me, who makes it up a little bit ahead, and then I don't have to think about it in the morning. I can just grab it. Or you can do what I do, which is throw stuff on the floor. It's fine. Okay, there you go. I squished out most of the juice. And then what I'm going to do is just chop up a bit of it and put it inside. Check on our superhero cookies. When you lose your hand and you smush them when they're not ready. So they need another 5-10 minutes because that one came apart, so don't squish them when they're still not ready yet. But basically that's it. A few more minutes in the oven and they'll be ready. And then once they cool, they will stick together a bit better than that one that I just literally destroyed with my hand as I did that. Accidents happen, but it's okay. You know what happens with that one? It'll go in the granola and we're all good. So there we go. Thank you very much for everybody for joining. This is it. I'm done. I'm just going to clean up and put stuff away until we're ready to go. And then, yeah, so that's my meal prep for this morning. If you join me 2 weeks from now, I think it's the 16th of August, I'll be back again here at 10 o'clock live. But I'll be doing actually like stuff that we eat at home. So I'll actually be preparing a bit, maybe making some grains, getting some veggies done, getting some protein made up, some sauces, stuff like that. for the actual week of being at home and still working. But today was me prepping for a few days away and enjoying ourselves and having a bit of adventure. So, but I can do all that and still have good, clean, homemade food that I prepared here, so it's easy and takes less effort when we're at the place we're at. And our meals are all less than 20 minutes. So thank you very much. If there was anything I talked about today that you're interested in, you want to know more about Epicure, you want to know more about meal prep, I'm more than welcome, or more than whatever. You're more than welcome to contact me, and I would love to talk to you. I don't know what I was saying there. Anyway, I'd love to chat with you about any of it. Don't forget to mark your calendars for August 18th to be part of our world's largest cooking class. If you want more information, again, DM me and I will share all that. But otherwise, have a beautiful day, even in the rain if you're here in Toronto-ish area. But yeah, take care everyone. Bye.